This is Abhishek Sengupta. We are here with another episode of Knowledge Talks. We are taking up a very interesting topic, that is customer relations in business. In order to discuss this topic, we have with us Mr. Anutosh Bhakta. This is Abhishek Sengupta. We are here with another episode of Knowledge Talks. Now, in this episode, we are taking up a very interesting topic, that is customer relations in business. In order to discuss this topic, we have with us someone special, Mr. Anutosh Bhakta. I am introducing Mr. Anutosh Bhakta. He is my teacher and my mentor, who taught me some of the finest lessons of hospitality, customer service. He was the head of the department of IHM Kolkata, where I was a student 20 years back. He also took training assignments at various hotels. He is an expert trainer in hospitality, hotel management, and soft skills. He is also an expert in cloud kitchen setup and scaling coach to help young, existing and aspiring entrepreneurs. He is also author of a noted book in front office management, professional hotel front office management. This book is easily available in Amazon and other channels. Sir, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Abhishek. Okay, for your introduction. So let us begin the talk.
Thank you so much, sir. We are going straight to the topic. Customer relation and its importance. A customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us. We are dependent on him. He is not an interruption in our work. He is the purpose of it. He is not an outsider to our business. He is the part of it. We are not doing a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. With these words, Gandhi has really quoted the importance of customers. A business improves with better customer relation. It is best described as the ways that a company engages with his customers to improve the customer experience. The customer relations aims to create a mutually beneficial relationship with customer that extends beyond the initial purchase. A good customer relation brings customers back and facilitates many referrals. Sir, we would like to know from you more about this. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Abhishek. It is a very complicated recipe you have given to me. Okay, let me try to make it easy, like our grandma's recipe. Okay, definitely you have said the correct thing, because every business depends on the customer. Because if there is no customer, there is no business. As simple as anything. Okay, so customer is everything, and we must understand this. Now, what happened? From my experience, what I have seen, that many of the entrepreneurs, their mission is a very wrong mission. And that is the reason I have seen that many entrepreneurs, they fail even within a year. Because from the very beginning, they fix their mission on money. Okay, so they look after the money. So they run after the money, and that is the reason there is a failure. So this is a very wrong approach, because if you run after money, the money will become mirage. Money will go away from you. Okay, money in the business, money is the byproduct. First, you'll have to have your mission, and that mission is to serve your customer. Because you must understand one thing very well, that you cannot sell any product to anyone. It is impossible. But you will have to sell the benefits to the customer. So that is the most important thing. Don't try to sell the product, try to sell the benefit. So when this benefit you can sell, when their pain point, their desire is being fulfilled, then only customer is going to buy. Okay. So in this regard, I remember the famous dialogue of Three Idiots. Okay. It is said, the beta काबिल बनो, कामयाबी झाक मार के पीछे आएगा. So first you'll have to be very skillful. You'll have to serve people. Then only the people will come. People will be ready to give you the money. But from the beginning, if you run after the money, money will go away from you. Okay. So that is important. And as I told you, that in any business, whatever might be the business, there are 3 steps. If someone remember these steps or follow these steps, their success, no one can stop their success. Number one step is that first you'll have to identify the pain point, P-A-I-N, pain point, or the problems of the customers. Okay, that gap of the customers. Then you'll have to identify the vehicle. Vehicle means the system through which you can give that benefit, or you can fulfill their pain, or you can recover their pain, or you can give their desire. Okay, that is the system you'll have to develop. Now, as I told you that we don't sell a product, we sell a benefit. So these 3 things. One is what is the pain point or a desire, that you'll have to identify. You'll have to identify your vehicle. Vehicle means the method or the system through which you can solve their problem. Because I have seen many people, many young entrepreneurs, I have seen that they decide to start their business on the basis that ye acha kar raha hai, so let me start this also. Okay, he is doing well, I am also, let me do these things. No, that is not the way to find it out your business idea. Way is you'll have to find it out where the customers are getting their pain, where their pain points are not being solved. And if you can identify it rightly and you can solve this pain point, I think that you will be absolutely successful.
Wow, that's a great lesson which we learned from you. One of the finest lessons that you just taught us is that we should not run after success. Rather, we should make ourselves eligible. So once we are eligible, success will follow us. That's an amazing thing, sir. Another great thing which you just told us is that we should identify the pain points, because every business solves some kind of problem or other. So every kind of business either solves an existing problem or it enhances the existing solution, a solution which is already there. So the second person comes and provides some better solution. And the third thing which I just learned from you is that we cannot sell a product. We can sell the benefits attached to the product, because a person will buy product only when the benefits offered by the product is of interest to him or her. If the person likes the benefit offered by the product, then only person will purchase that product in lieu of a monetary exchange. So it's a very good pointers which we got from you. Now this takes me to my second point, the functions of customer relation. Customer relation is a vast subject. It includes many components, it includes many functions. However, in layman's term, it includes 2 functions, reactive and proactive. Now, reactive functions are the efforts made by the business unit to solve the issues that are reported by the customer. This includes tasks like responding to a customer's complaint and solving the problem with the support team. Next comes the proactive components or proactive function of customer relation. Now, this includes the measures taken to ensure a long-term relationship with the customers. These efforts are aimed towards fostering customer success by consistently satisfying the evolving customer needs. In business, we see both type of functions deployed at some point of time or other. We would like to know from you more about these 2 functions of customer relation, their implementation and importance in today's business.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek. Now, you have already explained this as a pro, but let me explain it as a layman. Okay, what I understand as a layman. I cannot explain like a pro like you. Okay, now here you have talked about the two terms. One is proactive, another is reactive. I believe the proactive is more important function than the reactive function. Okay, now let me explain what is proactive, what is reactive. Proactive means that if you want to be proactive, the first thing is this: you'll have to understand your target customer. Because whatever business you are doing, okay, whatever benefits you are selling, you are not selling to the entire world, because the entire world will not be having the same pain point or same desire. So you have a segment, particular segment of your customers, right? So that you'll have to identify. So you will have to understand your Bob. Now, who is a Bob? Bob is nothing but your customers. So you'll have to understand your Bob, that what he wants, okay, when he wants, okay, how he wants, and where he wants. You'll have to understand your Bob very well. If you understand your Bob very well, so it is very easy for you to provide the service. It is something like, say, your son. You understand your son, so by just when you receive a little signal, or even before they receive the signal, you give, okay, you fulfill his or her desire, right? So your customer is your Bob, and you have to understand their character first. Okay, if you can understand their character, what they want, then how they want, where they want, then only you will be able to be proactive. So before they ask for, you need to serve them. You'll have to provide the service. So that is more important. And if you can do this, your Bob will become your loyal. Okay, ladla ban jayega. Okay, your Bob will become loyal. Now, reactive is also necessary, because at times it happens that you try to give the service, you are thinking that you are giving your best, but even then there are some problems. The customers are facing problems, customers are not very happy. And when you come to know, then only what in a normal, the language you say, the complaints handling. That means when we receive the complaints, then we start handling that complaints. That is a reactive. So reactive, you try to understand reactive is when, you are a reactive. It is something like that. You think at that moment your customer is your wife, because your wife has got annoyed or upset for something with you, and usko manana hai. Okay, so that you'll have to do. But it is always better to provide before they ask for it. That is a much better approach. Okay, so as a layman, I understand this only.
Wow, that's wonderfully explained. Now, there are a few pointers which we got from you. Number one is we have to keep both the functions of customer relation, the proactive and reactive both. But we have to give more stress on the proactive function of customer service. But at times, what happens, even after giving the best, some of the finest service, what we call as stuff happens. But even, the complaints happen, there are customers gets unsatisfied, etc., etc. So in order to tackle with all these, we have to keep our support function also equally strong. This happens in every industry, in our hotel industry, in our travel industry, in every kind of industry. Even after giving the best of the efforts, there are some mistakes, there are some unsatisfied works which at time comes up. So in order to deal with them, we have to keep our support, the reactive support, equally strong. So we have to be strong with both the function, proactive and reactive. So that's very good pointer which we got from you, sir. Thank you so much. Now this takes me to the third point, customer service versus customer relation. The most of the people think customer service and customer relation are the same. Both are similar topics, but there is a fine line of difference between them. The customer service is what your company provides to ensure customer is happy and satisfied. It is considered to be an inbound function that is expected by the customers at the first point of interaction with your business in lieu of monetary exchange. Companies can provide proactive customer service features. At the same time, some of the customer service functions are delivered in response to the customer actions. Customer relation differs because it consists of both inbound and outbound measures taken by your company. It considers organization's ability to react to the present issues as well as your approach to better the customer experiences. Customer relations mainly focuses on proactive steps one is taking to engage customers and to improve the customer experience. The customer relations encompasses all of the important functions that customer service performs, but also includes the efforts made before and after customer interactions. The positive customer relations are long-term and mutually beneficial between customers and the company. These relations are built by creating a stable environment of trust that results in continued growth of both the customer and the organization. Sir, we would like to know more about these two concepts and their importance in today's business, and how can an entrepreneur or startup founder can harness these two concepts for their business. Over to you, sir.
Okay, let me again prepare this food in a grandmother's recipe. Okay, the way I understand. Now, before I comment on this, I would like to ask you a question. Abhishek, tell me, today you had breakfast?
Yes, I had my breakfast.
Yes. You had your lunch?
Yes, sir, I had my lunch.
Okay. You will be having your dinner?
Yes, sir, I'll have my dinner.
So tomorrow also you will have your breakfast, you will have your lunch, you will have your dinner, right?
Yes, sir, that's right.
After 1 week also you will have the same. After 1 month also you will have the same. And till you leave, you will have food, right?
Right, sir.
And to get food, you need money, right? You need money. You'll have to earn money to get this food. The concept is very, very similar. Very, very similar. Because the money, okay, in your business, which you are getting, okay, for your survival, for your growth, it is coming from your customers, right? It is not a one-time deal. It is not a one-time deal. They are giving continuously. So if you do not nurture them, if you do not give them the facilities, give them the service on a continuous basis, okay, they will not give you the money. And if they don't give you the money, you won't get the breakfast, you won't get the lunch, you won't get the dinner. As simple as anything. Okay, it is something like the golden goose story. You must have heard about this golden goose story, isn't it? So we want Soneka anda, that golden egg, every day. But if you try to cut the belly and try to take out all the eggs, you will get nothing, isn't it? So approach should not be that. Approach should be that every day you get one golden eggs, and for that you'll have to nurture that goose, isn't it? You'll have to nurture, you'll have to feed them properly, you'll have to give them the benefit, you'll have to give them the service. Then only your goose will give you the golden egg. The concept is absolutely same. So in my point of view, it is not your customer. Your customer, with your customers, you'll have to make them a loyal so that you can bring them into your community. They become your community. And you'll have to continuously nurture that community, whether instantly you get any money, any benefit or not. Okay, you'll have to provide the service, because same thing as I told you, that whenever you feed your goose, instantly she doesn't give you the egg. Maybe she gives the egg on the next day. Similarly, you'll have to nurture your community. Now, I'm sure that you must be knowing about the flywheel concept of Amazon. Okay, flywheel concept. It is said that you give a value, and you develop a loyal customers. Once you develop the loyal customers, again, they will promote your business. They will tell to others. Okay, so this way you can scale your business. So naturally, this community or nurturing of your customers is very, very important. It is not a one-day deal. It is not a one-day deal. If you think it is a one-day deal, then you are absolutely failure in the business. Okay? I think it makes sense.
Yes, sir. Some of the finest management lessons we got from you. Number one is we have to constantly nurture our customers, our clients. It is not that once we go and we get everything, so we have to keep nurturing every day, every week, every fortnight, on a fortnightly basis, on a monthly basis, half-yearly basis probably. So that's how it goes on. This will go on forever, and of course what you said, the flywheel concept of Amazon, that's a fantastic concept, that's an amazing concept to quote in this situation. And of course there are some amazing lessons which we just got from you, sir. Thank you so much for this, sir. Now this takes me to my fourth point, customer experience and customer relation. The customer experience and customer relation are two interdependent concepts. The Paul Greenberg, the author of the best-selling CRM at the Speed of Light and affectionately referred as the godfather of CRM, defined customer service as how a customer feels about the company over time. Now, other customer experience experts like Bruce Timken defines customer experience as the perception that customers have of their interaction with an organization. The customer experience, however, cannot be manufactured, cannot be engineered, cannot be owned, cannot be controlled by any company. The customer is willing to define their experiences as they go along. A good customer experience is directly proportional to the good customer relation. If a customer experience is bad, then the relation too turns sour. Sir, we would like to know from you more about the customer experience and its link with customer relation, and we would like you to highlight its significance in business. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek. Thank you. Now, again, what we have discussed in the previous point, again, it is a trust. You will have to develop the trust of your customers. When you nurture the customers, continuously give the value to the customer, okay, you build up a trust, and that trust becomes your brand. Okay, because in one day you cannot build your brand. Brand is always built through trust, through gaining the trust. That is very important, right? And the most important thing is this, what I have seen, that many entrepreneurs, they connect with their customer surface to surface. Surface to surface means head to head, head to head. Okay, so I'm giving this discount, I'm giving this that. Okay, the surface to surface connection. But that, the procedure, according to me, is absolutely failure. Okay, you will have to connect from core to core. Core to core means heart to heart, so that they get a deep connections with you, deep connection with you. I'll give you one example. Say, for when we say it is a Tata, what picture comes into your mind? I think that everybody, the Ratan Tata's pictures comes into your mind, right? So the building, the office, this picture don't come to our mind. The Ratan Tata. So Ratan Tata has become a brand. Why? Because over the years, he has built a trust and he becomes a brand. Okay. So it is important. It is you that who will be the brand. It is not your company becomes the brand. It is you. So naturally, Ratan Tata has got a diversification, lots of products. So whenever we try to buy anything, maybe first we think, oh, it is a Tata product, so definitely it will be good. Definitely it will be good. So we go for a Tata product. So this is a brand you have to build, and this brand is only you can build through the gaining the trust. So your mission to serve, that comes first. Then your customers' community, nurturing of community, and you as a priority, you are the last. But what do? We just make it reverse. We make ourselves as a first. We try to earn money. Okay, that is the reason many times we are failure. Many a time we are failure. Money is a byproduct. It will come automatically. And to do so, any entrepreneur, I believe, any entrepreneur should have three roles to play. Now, what are these three roles? Number one, every entrepreneur should should play a role of a birbal. You understand? You know who was a birbal? Okay, Akbar's one of the Navaratnas, 9 Navaratnas, birbal. And we heard in this story that every time birbal could satisfy his king, a birbal, and every time king used to give him the motika mala, right? So there are other ministers also, other 8 ministers also. They also used to get the motika mala, but not every time like a birbal. Now, why it is so? Because birbal could understand his Bob very well. Birbal's Bob was Akbar, King Akbar. He used to know that my king, what he wants, when he wants, where he wants, and how he wants. It is not that he just try to give everything. He knows that my king, what he wants, okay, when he wants, where he wants, and how he wants. And he used to provide in that manner. And that is the reason every time, his king is always satisfied and he used to get that motika mala. So as an entrepreneur, you'll have to be birbal, you'll have to understand your Bob, you'll have to understand what your customer wants, when your customer wants, where your customer wants, and how your customer wants. If you understand this, then you are absolutely successful. Number 2 role, every entrepreneur should understand. It is a role of a Pujari, priest. Okay. Now we are having, we do the puja for different goddess. You must be knowing in Hindu mythology that the different gods like different things. Like if I take the example of Kali Mata. Kali Mata likes, that flower. What is that flower? Hibiscus, right? So that flower. When you do a puja for a Shiv might be liking something else. So you must understand, you must act as a Pujari, you must know that what your God wants, that is what your customer wants. You just don't give anything, don't dump anything on that. What they want, you try to find it out and give that to your God. That is your customer. You'll be successful. And number 3, you'll have to be a good artist. Maybe like, M.F. Hussain or something like that. So you'll have to draw every time whenever your customer comes to you, in every touch points, you'll have to draw a nice picture into his head, okay, into his mind, so that he will love to preserve that picture, okay, throughout his life. So when the picture is good, that your customer will remember you in future. If picture is horrible, it is scary, then probably your customer will throw that picture into the dustbin, right? So you'll have to be a good artist. So if you can play these 3 roles of a birbal, roles of a Pujari, and roles of an artist, you are the winner.
Wow, that's one of the finest lessons which we got from you, sir. The 3 points which you just gave is some of the amazing lessons which an entrepreneur or a person from any organization, any field, any industry can really benefit from. Number 1 is the role of birbal. Number 2 is the role of priest or Pujari. And number 3 is the role of an artist. Now, if an entrepreneur or a startup founder plays these 3 roles, I must say he or she is done with the game. He or she will definitely be the winner in this game, and there is no doubt in this. So probably customers or stakeholders are definitely going to like this. So his or her business is bound to go to a different height altogether. These 3 are the real amazing mantras which you just gave us, sir. Now, we are going to the point number 5, the positive customer relations. A positive customer relation can result in an array of benefit for a company, which includes more potential leads, higher customer retention rates, etc. etc. The companies that do a better job of managing customer relations are more likely to see higher customer retention rates. The customer know when your company is being genuine and are willing to overlook your mistakes so long as you demonstrate a dedication to their success. It also results in customer loyalty. Customers' loyalty is highly valuable for business, as a repeat customers are more likely to buy from you than the leads which are not yet converted. The building positive customer relation drives customer loyalty because it creates an intangible incentive for the customers to return to the same business. A research done by Think Tank Research shows 55% of the customer will pay more money for a product or service if it is guaranteed with a good experience. Often at times it can be hard to tell whether your customers are truly happy with your business or not. In fact, 91% of the unhappy customers who do not complain simply do not return to the company for their next purchase. Having a strong customer relation can act as your insurance policy for preventing these unidentified customer churning out without any warning. The positive customer relations give companies more insight into their customers' problem because it creates an open channel of communication. The positive customer relation requires many micro steps which need to be done over a period of time. We would like to understand the importance of positive customer relation and ways by which it can be developed. Over to you, sir.
Okay, now I believe that we have discussed the points previously, so let me explain this in a little deeper. It's very simple, that when your customers are satisfied through your nurture, through your nurturing, they become your promoter. Means what I mean to say, they become your advertiser. So they advertise on your behalf without any fees. You all know that how much budget we'll have to keep for the advertisement. It is very, very expensive nowadays, but it is the cheapest and the best way of advertisement. So this is known as a word of mouth advertisement. So automatically it will happen. If one customer is satisfied, he will definitely tell his experience to his at least, if not more, at least to 6. Now this 6, out of this 6, at least 4 will come to you, to test you. And if these 4 customers are satisfied, they will tell another 6 customers. That means 24 customers. Out of 24 customers, you could easily expect that at least 15 will come to you. Again, if you satisfy this 15 into 6, there's 90 customers, will be there. They'll promote, and out of 90 you'll be getting maybe 60. So this is how you can increase the volume of your potential customers every day, each and every moment. So that is why the nurturing of the customers, giving value to the customers is utmost necessary if you want to play the game in a long run. So it is said, according to me, it is said, value, sell. Value, sell. Give continuous value, sell. Then only your customer won't mind to pay you more money, and they will promote your business, to many without taking any fees.
Wow, that's a great concept which we got from you, sir. And the last things which you have said, value, and sell. That's an amazing concept. The people are interested in value, as you have already said that people are not interested in the product. They are interested in the value or benefit attached to the product. It's a very good concept which we got from you, sir. Now it takes me to the technical part of this topic, the customer relation and the first call resolution rate, or we also call it an FCR rate. Now this is a new concept. 86% of customers will pay more for a better experience. A great customer service experiences are becoming norm in today's marketplace. One of the metrics to look at when creating a frictionless service model is first call resolution, or FCR. Now this FCR refers to the percentage of the calls that get resolved with no follow-up or additional touch point needed, or without any second call. This is a critical matrix that improves customer satisfaction, as no one wants to call multiple times for one single issue. The more calls equate more frustration for the customers. It also certifies that business units' internal efficiency. The more calls that are resolved completely, the less business system is taxed by the call volume. It is a key factor, a reactive function, of course, in customer relation. Sir, we would like to know more about this and its significance in today's business. Over to you, sir.
Okay, again, it is something like a very critical international dish. Okay, chalo, let me take it out, the essence of it. So, according to me, I have seen in many organizations, they suffer with this particular problem. Now, what is this problem? It is an internal problem. Internal problem is they do not delegate. Okay, delegation. There is a problem of a delegations. Now, I have seen in many organizations, many big organizations, okay, the authority, the power is being centralized in one particular's hand or two particulars' hand. So they don't want to delegate, maybe out of the fear that if they delegate, their power will be vanished. But actually it is not. So it is a problem in the delegation. So that means for everything, every problem, okay, it is a culture of that company that I'll have to ask my manager, I'll have to ask my senior manager, because the lower level staff, okay, they cannot take the decision. And that is the reason what you said, this FCR, okay, it is increasing. It is not happening, the first call resolution, because they do not have the power to take the decisions. So company, those who want to, the flourish, okay, those who want to give a better customer service, they will have to work on this, that delegation of authority. Because the more transparent delegation of authority, the customers will give the fastest, the resolution of the fastest benefit. So I think this is an internal problem of many organizations. They do not have the proper system of a delegation of authority. Okay, that if that is correct, so this can be avoided. I think so.
You have rightly said, sir, that the lack of delegation in today's business is creating such kind of problem. We have at times seen that people who are working at the ground level or at the different hierarchical levels are not having the power to take any decision. The power to take decisions are concentrated over certain power chambers, what we call as in our term power chambers. This can be a manager, it could be the head of the department, it could be general manager, it could be some very handful of the people in an organization. So for everything, they need to be connected, they have to be explained, they have to take a decision, then they clarify, and all the process goes on and on and on. So by the time a resolution to a problem is identified or suggested, customer has already called probably 100 times, starts must have written so many mails, follow up, and with this the frustration of the customer too increases, and of course this has got inverse effect in the customer relation, and in long run the customer suffers, customer relation suffers, the business suffers, and that once this complaint starts, it spreads in the market, and at the same time, this kind of this customer dissatisfaction really has got a negative impact on the on the business. So it is always important that lower level or probably the different hierarchical level of the business should have certain power to take certain calls. Of course, for some issues they can always get in touch with their senior management, but they should also have certain power to take certain call. This diversification, or I must say this delegation, really helps to shorten the reaction time and helps in the better customer satisfaction. Now, I'm taking this discussion to a different level altogether. This point is measuring customer relation. This is absolutely a new point which is there. Now, every aspect of business need to be measured. So is the customer relation. Making your customer happy doesn't have to be an intangible effort. Ask for a feedback from your customer. Develop a system for measuring the feedback. This could be in form of customer satisfaction surveys. One newer way of measuring this is NPS, that Net Promoter Score. Now, this is a customer satisfaction benchmark that measures how likely your customers are to recommend your business to their friends. NPS is a typical benchmark which companies measure to evaluate and improve customer loyalty. It is very easy to do. Send a survey to the customer and ask, on a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend us to your friend? Categorize the respondents according to their score. Now, scores 0 to 6 are called detractors. The scores 7 to 8 are called passives. Now, scores 9 to 10 are called promoters. Now, disregarding passives, subtract the percentage of detractor responses from the percentage of promoter responses to determine your net promoter score. Now, another method is customer satisfaction score, CSAT, what we call it in short. It is the most straightforward of the customer satisfaction survey methodologies. It measures customer satisfaction with business, purchase, or interaction. It is calculated by asking a question such as, how satisfied are you with the experience? This is a corresponding survey scale which can be of 1 to 3, 1 to 5, or even 1 to 10. The big strength of customer satisfaction score lies in its simplicity. It is easy way to close the loop on the customer interaction and determine whether or not it is effective in producing customer happiness. One more method is customer effort score, or CES. It is a service metric that measures how much effort customers put in to interact with your business. Now, these interactions can be something like how much effort it takes to use your product or service, how easy it was for them to have a problem solved by your service representatives. CES is popular with customers. Instead of asking how satisfied the customer is, you ask them to gauge the ease of their experience. Sir, we would like to understand how much important are these measuring standards to any business. As time people become terrified, people become fearful with such kind of system. Many a times people consider that this is additional burden on them, but still this is required because the customer satisfaction or customer relation or whatever the customer dealings we do, this has to be measured in some way or other. Over to you, sir.
Okay, now there is no point to be fearful, because if your mission first to serve your customers, you should not be fearful. Okay, if his mission is you, if priority is you, then you will be fearful. Now, a net promoter score is absolutely necessary. Why it is so? Because if you do not document your activities, okay, you cannot take the decisions in future, what to do and what not to do. So that is the reason, whatever might be the system, whether through softwares or through other feedback form or whatever, that system differs from organization to organization. But the bottom line is that you will have to take this feedback. Now let me explain this in a very simple manner. Say 1 to 10 scale, 1 to 10 scale, if the customer gives you, on an average, customer gives you the up to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your rating is 6, these customers are considered as a detractor. I will explain what is a detractor. Those who give 7 and 8, they are neutral, and those who give 9 and 10, they are the promoter. Now, this promoter means what? We have already discussed. This promoter means they will promote your business, they will advertise for your business without any fees. They are the promoters. Neutral means, okay, if you ask them, they'll say they are not much bothered about their business. They will not complain and they will not appreciate also. They will say just a tic-tac. If somebody asks that, have you tried this? Should I try? Kaisa hai company? Tic-tac. But the detractor hai, the 1 to 6, those who have given 1 to 6, so they will tell against you. They will give a post in the Facebook, in other social media. They will talk negative about you. So you'll have to be very, very cautious about that. Now, when we document this, okay, after a certain date range, maybe after every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, quarterly, whatever, how we are going to calculate this net promoter score? Very simple. Suppose you have taken a feedback from 100 guests or 100 customers. Okay. Now the 40 customers has given between 1 to 6. They are the detractors. And maybe the 10 customers is a neutral. Okay. And 40 customers, they have given you the 9 to 6. So what will happen? You have to simple way to find it out, the percentage that detractors score, that is how many detractors, that is 50 minus 40, that is the promoters. So it is a 10. So 10 is your score. So higher the score, that means you are in a much better position. So you'll have to increase this, try to increase this higher the score. That is the net promoter score. But it is absolutely necessary, whatever might be the system of taking the feedback, you must take the feedback, and that has to be documented, because if it is not documented, you cannot take decisions for future. And decision making is absolutely important in a business. You will have to take decisions every moment, every day, okay, every week, every month. Continuously you have to take decisions so that you can scale it up.
Wow, that's some of the very good and very important pointers which we got from you, sir. As you have rightly said, this customer satisfaction or customer relation, this score need to be calculated, score need to be measured, and score need to be analyzed. This gives some of the amazing feedbacks about our company, our service, our products, and of course our customer handling skills. Now, this gives the kind of analytical data which we get helps in our MIS, that is Management Information System. And Management Information System is very much required to do a strategic planning, to do a management planning, to plan our next step, and so on. Now, these MIS are very, very, very important things in a company. These MIS data are thoroughly churned, these MIS data are thoroughly checked, analyzed, and this also helps in taking decisions. Probably the budgetary decisions are taken on them, the strategic decision, the policy related decision, even the training activities are also planned based on these kind of data. So it is a great concept. It has to be measured, or the data whatever we get has to be analyzed, and it has to go on every time, every way, like this. Once again, this has to be measured, this has to be documented, this has to be analyzed, and has to be kept for references in future and for any kind of strategic affairs. Some of the great concepts, some of the amazing lessons we learned from you, sir, and this brings us to almost the end of this discussion. Sir, would you like to quote some closing remarks?
Okay, I will quote definitely. It is very simple. It is said, what you sow, you reap that. Okay, if you sow arrows, if you reap sorrows. Simple. So, okay, so be careful what you are sowing. Okay, what you sow, you reap that. As simple as anything.
Wow, that's a great lesson which we learned from you. It is an old Indian saying, what you sow, so you reap. So if you're sowing good, you are reaping good, and vice versa. So this is a great life lesson for all of us. It was a nice session with you, sir. If any one of you would like to connect with Sir, Mr. Anutosh Bhakta, I can give you the link in the description of this, using which you can connect with Sir. If any of you would like to seek his mentorship, his training programs, etc., you can connect with him using the link. And I'm sure all of you will get benefited with his experience, with his mentoring, with his advice. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this show.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to your YouTube channel, in your podcast. Okay, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Stay tuned. Stay connected.